thank you so much, Anisha, for getting on a call with us, and we are extremely glad to have collaborated with you. So, a weekly dose of inspiration is a podcast that we are going to start conducting. To understand how the brand has come and how we can uh, be the voice of brand. So I'll just come up with few questions, and yes, you can answer on that.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
know that this kind of podcast is quite quite required at the moment. So I believe that you should continue with it. And let's shoot with the questions.
All right. So, Anisha, what inspired you to start this business?
Okay, so it started in 2020 when we were all going through the lockdown phase. So that was when we almost all got into the thinking zone, and I was always inspired by fashion myself, and I wanted to get into clothing earlier, but somehow life took a different turn, and I was working for a travel company for about like 8 years, and then it just so happened that I got a calling when I started realizing the problem. So I was pregnant with my kid in 2018. So I realized there is a huge maternity wear gap. So my whole sole process was first to think about that not many brands are doing maternity wear, A. And then the second thing was that the comfort level was there, of course. We used to get a lot of things, but they were not stylish and fashionable as to my sense, if I would go ahead. So I don't want to, because there's a term in India that people don't want to flaunt their bump, but want to conceal their bump in India, right? So I could understand that people don't want to show so much off because of whatever, maybe they don't want to announce it too early. So I went through the diagnosis, and I would say the inspiration behind was actually the problem which I myself faced. So I would say that one of the biggest point was this, when I got inspired by looking at the moms. And the second thing was because lockdown was going on, so a lot of lockdown babies would naturally be there. So I kind of did my calculation, and I thought that this is something which would be needed and required in during COVID times, and because we were all staying at home. So a comfortable yet trendy and stylish and affordable and back pocket, though affordable really depends on person to person, but we still wanted to make it quite reasonable for the market, and so that is why I incepted Mometernity.
That's great. That's great to hear. So the next question I would like to shoot is, what is that one particular product that the customers would vouch for, and why only that particular uh,
Okay. In
product?
Mometernity, I would say that I don't, there is one particular product. Maybe, I don't know if you can post a picture along with this. There's a product called a polka dot maternity midi dress. So, I would say, because we look at Bollywood heroines and everybody, getting pregnant. So most of the people, if you would see from Kareena Kapoor to, Anushka, they announce their pregnancy in polka dots. So they say polka dot is a pregnancy friendly print. So, but it's indeed very cute. So one of the hottest selling, even I would say, because earlier everything was organic. I used to get a lot of organic promotions done through Instagram. So one fine day, I gave one shoot. I got done with one of my friend. She just posted she was currently pregnant, and you will not believe, of that particular product I sold about 40-50 pieces in a week's row, and we were just straight off. So I would say that a silhouette which is looser on the bump, it gathers around the bump area, and it gives you the confidence to flaunt your upper half, because obviously anyway you don't want to like kind of show off the bump area too much. And then the length of midi is perfect for the Indian audiences. So that drip goes well. So a midi polka dot dress was one of the hottest trending for my own brand.
Okay, all right, that's great. That's amazing. Yeah. So, how did you get your first 100 products?
I think yeah. The screen has frozen again. Maybe it's a little bit problem is with the internet.
No issues. Let me just quickly check.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So
Now I can see you guys.
yeah. So
Now
next question I would like to ask Anisha.
Yeah.
So how did you get the first 100 orders?
Okay. Honestly, that was one of the very I would say, nerve-wracking journey. It
Yeah.
was very difficult to get the first 100. As to say, even to get the first 10 orders, it's quite a. First of all, I would say I really want to encourage mompreneurs, because anyway, you're handling a baby, and you have aspirations. Some of the moms, they left their jobs and they don't want to go back to 9 to 5, and that is where the actual struggle starts. So,
Right.
I would definitely pay this off to my kind of, that kind of aggression, which I would not have it otherwise if I was not a mom. So just to prove myself and all that. So for me, initially, what I did was that I did a lot of research. So when I did the research bit, I understood that marketing obviously can be paid and can be organic. So that very moment, I did not have a lot of money to invest into, because everything I was doing from my savings, and my biggest support was my husband. But then I realized that why not contact, mommy bloggers, and get into all those kind of, zone where actually the product can be shown to people who are actual the target audience, right? And then sooner or later, when we started posting about the real queries, when we started talking about like problems, as to like, if so the major problems which I've seen, a lot of moms, they asked us question was that I can wear it right now, but what about 9 months after? So then we went back, we did all the calculations. So we incorporated things like elastics at the back, and then we did things like, okay, then we started incorporating zips in the front for nursing access. Earlier, I was not doing that much. I used to think maybe let's just make it more like just pregnancy friendly. But then I completely got into the zone of pregnancy and beyond, and I marketed my brand as pregnancy and beyond. And today also we are a pregnancy and beyond, and we're just not completely for moms. It's a complete journey which we are doing for from whatever X age. So I would say the first 100 orders actually came out from my direct audiences from Instagram.
Okay.
So it was like close friends and people who are some mommy bloggers. So they got in touch with me. And those first 100 orders were completely like, we did all what we can, written notes, to calling the customers again and again, taking feedback. So it was a very special journey. So I would just pay off to all my direct clients. And I would say no paid marketing was involved over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
And it
basically,
was a journey of
yeah.
about 3 to 4 months. It did take me a long time. Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
with the help of word of mouth, you just,
Yeah. Word of mouth.
yeah.
Yeah, word of mouth really worked well. And all one more thing I would say, Reshma, over here is that already my brand is very targeted to niche audience. So
Sure.
people knew that why we are going to this page, rather why we are going. Since day one, I had my Instagram account. Day one, I had my website done. I only did my own website. I only did the designing. So I think the process itself was so overwhelming that after a while you're like, acha, okay, ab to orders bhi aayenge. We just got lost in the thing of that, oh, we have to make it, we have to present it. And the first 50 SKUs we started, it was a very different journey altogether, because obviously we overpaid also, we paid high to designers, all those things were there, the initial hurdle was there. But I would say that I did not do any profit during that duration, but that phase was very special. Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's cool. So inspiring, actually. Yeah.
I think yes. I believe that most of the moms right now would really think about to start a business as soon as possible.
Exactly.
They should.
Very true.
They should. Yeah.
Amazing, Anisha.
Go.
Okay, so next is a memorable testimonials that you've received, or your brand is received for your for
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I think yes, we did. I personally received a lot of, because what I used to do was I used to post a lot of my videos over there. So people started connecting me, and the personal branding was going on. So I initially started sharing a lot of my numbers with the customers. So there was one particular customer, and I said that, hi, it's Anisha. So she said, okay, hi, I'm also Anisha. So I was like, okay, my name is Anisha. Then she was living somewhere else, and it was an arranged marriage setup. I don't know if Anisha is listening to me today. Anisha, I won't take her last name. So, but it was really special, because she said that she called me and she said, yeah, please advise me. She was anyway talking to me in Hindi. So I would say it in English, because I think a lot of your customers are down south too. So, so she just said that, it's very weird that I can connect with you and talk to you about my pregnancy, whereas I can't talk about all this to my parents and my in-laws,
Yeah.
So that really, And then she asked me, there is one work if you can do. Her native place was New Delhi, but she was staying in, I think she was staying in Kanpur, I believe. So she said, the Delhi fashion, the New Delhi crowd, and I miss all that. So she became a more of a in during that call. She became more to do with like just chit chatting. And then she said, can you help me getting my parcel delivered? It is a pregnancy supplement and it is a pregnancy cream, which we obviously we were not doing, right? So she said that my driver will come and give it to you. It's just a request if you can ship it together. So I said that I'll take that thing, I'll take that order, and driver to come to our warehouse and we'll give you the shipping. Few times really thought we went above and beyond, and they really appreciated us. So and also down south, I don't know if you know Anita. Anita is a blogger, so she became my customer once. She called me up. Her sister was in Big Boss, so she called me up and she said that I'm calling from so and so, and I did not watch the South Indian Big Boss. So she said that I really liked your product and I want to promote it. So I said that if you really like my product and if you want to promote it, so I'll send you something else also. And that time, obviously, she had just started her mommy blogger journey. They were already very famous and popular in YouTube. They post a lot of their videos with some cousin called Zara and everybody. So so they do so she contacted me, and then that is where she also got friendly with me, and through her only I got, like I would say, I got a huge orders through her. And that was quite overwhelming because she approached me directly and she said, I liked it. So one of those days where I badly needed help, I had about like 100, 200, 300 followers, and she helped me. So my following count like really went up, and there were a lot of more testimonials, like pregnant mom used to call me and say that we are really lost, and it's good that you can ask our size, we don't want to discuss it out in open, like all that stuff. So a really overwhelming response was there initially. Now obviously we it's a network because we are selling across platforms, so we do intend to talk to our as well. Those were the two special ones which I shared. The rest, anyway, we're getting a lot of reviews every day.
Amazing. So we're going to shoot out to our last question, final. What is the best marketing strategy that you've had, like your brand currently works?
Okay, so I think by now I've already talked a lot about direct like maintaining a. So I would give it to you in the three phase if somebody who's planning to open it up. Yeah. So the first phase I would say is about the brand awareness, which we usually do. And sometimes what we do is let's just focus on sales and not about brand awareness. But that is when the first thing should be about brand awareness, because nobody actually knows about your brand and nobody would want to be interested in your brand, right? Why would you? Until unless if you don't do any brand awareness. So through brand awareness, I started picking up those people who, like in my case, it was mommy bloggers, but I spoke to them and I said that this is a problem which we are talking about. So there's a problem. People don't want to buy maternity products. They think it's just for 9 months, and they think, okay, let's just wear an oversized t-shirt. So first, it was important to tell them that you need this product. So creating a need between the market is the first thing which I would say is there is always a need. That's why you make a product, right? If you don't have a need, then you would not just go above and beyond and make a special product until it's an innovative product. So to make a is to build your awareness, brand awareness, then go to the second funnel of just talking to collecting a lot of data. So I remember we created a Google Docs form and we sent it to at least about 150 or 300 odd
Just, and,
clothing. That usme what all.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I think we've just lost the connection. Yeah.
Can I just repeat it again? From where did you lost me? Can you tell me the line where I brand awareness? That is where you lost me.
No, you were talking about the next stage of funnel after the brand awareness.
Yeah. Sure. So the next stage of funnel was actually about the research which I did amongst. We created a Google Docs form, and that was sent out for about 250 to 300 pregnant ladies, and that data was acquired by me myself. I went up to a couple of other moms, and I spoke to them, and they gave me references. So that data was given back to me, and I got about 100 odd responses, and the response itself had questions like, if you would want to choose pregnancy wear, how much should be the range, what all should be there, and what is the fabric you're looking at. So that is how I created my first set of collection. So obviously the research stage should be before that, but I would still say among that time when doing brand awareness is when you actually start talking to people, and you say that, okay, fine, you want to buy something from me, but what all do you want me to sell along with it? And then I would also say that while carefully creating a marketing strategy, the most important step to create it is itself is to kind of get into the shoes of the customers, and then talk about that in your creatives. So initially when I started making creatives on my own, because I had a thing that I wanted to get into creatives and everything. You as a solopreneur, you want to get into every step, overthinking everything. So I started doing things like, you have a problem in this, then I used to give a response. So people got attracted towards that kind of post. Sometimes I go back and check those posts. So they said, okay, yeah, we also have a problem. So we used to write things like, mommy got no pockets, we'll help you, like something like that, and we had a cute emoji. So I would say that creatives that talk about the customer journey, because obviously when you talk about customer journey, that is where, so a customer gets created, like this is the top funnel. So this is the brand awareness, then the stage of awareness ke baad there's interest, and then there is desire, and then there is acquisition, which is the IDA model, right? So I took that model itself, and I started implementing that. And I was also reading a lot. I was going to all the possible digital marketing people and talking and reading, acquiring. So first I would say, don't ever invest money into agencies as a startup, because if you do it. But I would say also one more thing, like a brand like Jingles, who's helping brand awareness, I would say this is a platform which you're doing something different, which is very very well curated. So I would say this is something people should actually get up to, like a brand like Jingle can really get into a nice way of promoting it, as compared to just the digital marketing agencies who will just take money from you initially, and you would not know how to promote. So first do it yourself, and then once you've reached into a stage, then you go for any kind of let's say agencies or paid marketing. The first approach should always be organic, and getting in touch with mommy bloggers, putting a lot of Instagram and Facebook content, Facebook marketplace. You can also do, and one more thing which I think a lot of brands miss out is email marketing. I think email is really important. If you, like, TikTok got banned, right? So if tomorrow Instagram is banned, boom, you crash. So you have to have to share offers. That's a personal connect, because mostly I think at least 90 or 80% of my audiences, they use email marketing and all that. So I would say that email marketing is a very good thing to do. Apart from that, I would say you really don't really require, if you're an e-commerce brand, you don't really require a lot of like a generic marketing plan. You don't really need to do a lot of PR releases and all that in initial stage. It can be done later on once your brand is famous. And then obviously I would say that on the second phase, it's after all this thing of brand awareness, second phase, you should consider paid ads, as in like Facebook ads and all that. One should consider that. And that really helped me move forward, the pieces where I realized that people don't know about, because. And the third thing I would say is, if you're promoting your own website, then your website should itself, like website / landing page, should be very, very customer user friendly. If it's not customer user friendly, the UI and UX is not that great, the banners are not changed, it's not refreshed, you can do it yourself. These days, all these websites like Wix and Shopify are very accessible. So I would say that learn more about it and keep refreshing it, keep giving a lot of offers, like all these giveaways and all that really helped me. Mother's Day giveaway, Women's Day videos, mommy bloggers community. So you really need to get in touch with all these people. And then obviously the final step would be that you go above and beyond, and just put in a lot of money in marketing, Google ads and blah, blah, and all that. So we are actually currently in that phase where we're trying to infuse. So after 3 years now, I'm trying to infuse more in marketing. So that's the game. according to me, rest I'm sure that people are, very well read now these days.
Anisha.
That's actually, really inspiring to hear a lot of, your whole the business idea itself is so inspiring. See, because not many people out there cater to, like maternity clothes. Recently, only Alia Bhatt, came out with the maternity clothes
Yeah,
because she couldn't
because
find.
she got
Exactly. She got
yeah, yeah,
pregnant
yeah.
and she couldn't find clothes. So I mean,
Yeah.
but you started first. You are the OG, creator. So yeah, like all of a sudden, I have this urge to ask you because you have
Yeah.
started from a scratch, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's been almost like 3-4 years. You've been in the business.
Yeah.
What would you
Mm-hmm.
say to all the moms out there, or not moms, just the women's out there who like you want to start a business from scratch? What one piece of advice that you could share?
See, the only piece of advice I'll give them is just start it, because I think that itself, it's a huge, for me, I think the only thing, the problem was what will others say, that was the problem, that you're leaving a good corporate job and you're going to this, you're doing that. I understand that backing of funds, they are really necessary, but to be honest, there are a lot of ideas where you really don't need money.
Mm.
I do counseling, and I also help all the new women, like, just generally people, not women. I would say that, even the kids these days, they want to do side hustle. So, how to do about it. So that is where I understood one thing, that people seek validation.
Mm.
They seek validation for their near and dear ones. They seek validation from their partners. And then they're like, okay, should I do it? And then the partner, when they say, oh, no, you cannot do it. Or the, mom and dad, they're like, oh, you're too young to start it. That is where I see dreams crashing down. That is where I see that, oh, the idea itself is like flop show. That is when you have to stand up for yourself, take a call. You have to be very, very mindful of what you're choosing, and keep your expenses low initially. Otherwise it's usually it's other way around. You do expenses up there when you're starting the business, but there are few steps to curb it. So if you say, let's hire a designer right now, not required. Why can't you do your own thing, right? Because if you've started something, you will have to have a key interest in that. So if you don't have in that, just for the sake of Shark Tank and all that, you just one fine day you want to come up, not really work for a very long time.
Yes.
And then obviously tech is doing so well. Techs like Jingle should be promoted a lot well. And apart from that also, I feel that people generally should just start instead of procrastinating. So
Yes.
that is a biggest piece of advice, that believe in yourself. I actually really had very low confidence, guys. Like, I could not believe in this idea. I thought that, even how can I even start it? Today we are running a manufacturing unit in New Delhi. In span of 3 years, we started with vendors. We had a team of about 15 people now. And all this is happening while I'm sitting at my home, and my son is down there in the manufacturing unit doing his homework. So that is how raw we are. That is the purity which comes from Indians, and it is the highest booming startup place. And why not? The government is supporting everybody.
Yeah.
And then even there are so many classes which you can take. A lot of free advices are there. Like, I'm also doing it since a very long time. People come and get their initial startup done, processes start from me. So I believe just start it, guys. That is what I would say to everyone out there.
Procrastinating and just started.
Just start it. Yes. Stop.
It was
That's
actually
what.
pleasure speaking with you, Anisha. It was so great, so informative, and thank you so much for collaborating with Jingles. I mean, you are the first person to actually collaborate with us, and I mean, it's actually really amazing. We are actually honored to sit and have this conversation with you.
No, likewise, guys. I believe I just say all the best to you. I really do believe in this, and I believe in the concept of promoting, helping each other, collaborating. And I should just feel that whatever capacity you can, when funds are there, not there, one should collaborate and keep collaborating in future. And in likewise, I really appreciate that you've taken out time, and you've come up with such a nice concept of casting. And it's a very thought concept. Not many people are doing it. So kudos to you too, and to the entire team.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much,
Thank you so much.
Anisha. Hoping that your brand, comforts so many bums out there.
Exactly.
Thank you. And good one. I'm going to use this line. and we'll stay in touch.
Being such a sport. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.